I could punish them here, but Blackbeard usually helps us, so welcome back, Sakura Pirates. Today we've got a game on the sim that I want to run through, and post this game we're going to break down the game a little bit, and I want to teach you guys how I like to review my games. It's a very necessary skill if you want to try and get better. I think the key things to keep an eye out, particularly in this game, is where do you think the turning point was in the game? It's a very hard one to see in this one because it was very equal along the whole match. However, I think there was one particular turn where I was able to gain the initiative and then start applying pressure to my opponent. I'm wondering if you guys can pick where that is. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy this game, and I do plan on doing these reviews in the future on a weekly basis. So if you do like it, let me know down in the comments. If you don't like it, also let me know, and maybe I'll change things up a bit. Alright, who do we get? We have found opponent, just waiting. Doffy. Alright, post-ban Doffy. We'll go first. Now, my Robin deck was first made really to combat Doffy. I'm going to mulligan that. But I've changed the deck a lot since then because I haven't really seen a lot of Doffy around. Not to say that he's not, I do respect this still as a deck. It just isn't at the top where it was before. Don't think I'll play anything here, we'll just smash into him. Now, I've sort of always said, if I don't have it in my hand, I'm hoping it's in my life, and what I'm really hoping for is Nummy. I used to run the 2-drop Nummy, and I'd always try and hope to trigger it from life, but having 8 Nummies in a deck, there's a good chance one of them we're going to trigger in a game. And we just take this one. Wow, okay. We need a Rosinante, but we got a Nummy. So we're going to attack into... We're going to attack their hand here. We can afford to get rid of a Brule. So drop one from hand. Perfect. Okay, so you want to... I could punish them here, but Blackbeard usually helps us, so I'm not going to do that to them. I'll get rid of this and end turn. Unfortunately, we didn't get to draw a card because we had too much in hand. So I probably should have tried to defend that first attack. I would have got more value from Nummy. That said, I didn't know I had Nummy coming at that point, so that was only a hindsight thing. Now, without Rosinante, this might be better off as a trigger, and I could do these two. No, I'll keep it. Have faith, Rosinante is coming. Alright, we can't take that. That's too much for one turn. Hawkins is good. Hawkins is good, and I can trigger a Nummy. I can trigger the Nummy. Okay, I think we're going to do that. We're going to leave one up. Because I don't want to trigger it next turn, because they won't put anything out that's good until after. We swing Nummy into Buggy, and then we'll drop this and put this one to the top of life and turn. And now we can giant. Opting for, oh no, we can't arrow now anyway. It's harsh. We can't arrow. So we'll giant, and I think we'll get something good, so I'll ditch the Hawkins. Resolve, okay. Robin's good. Ooh, that's good as well. That is good. I might leave 2 up, 8, do 1 into Doffy. Don't need to trash anything. And then we'll drop Robin. This is panning out nice. Liking it. 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, 1 versus 1. We're pretty on par. The thing is, my deck's designed to play well with low hand, where Doffy usually has a decent hand, and he's maintaining these resources between hand and life quite well. So unless he's got some good stuff in here to keep it going. Okay, what's he putting out? Boa. Do I just take this and then... Oh, that's pretty much all I can do anyway. Take this and then make them lose their Boa. Resolve. Do we Olvia or Arrow? I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of that one. Okay, that's nice. Draw card. Very nice. We could just do a slow play and then whatever they put out next, use this on it. So let's have a look. This is a monster. I'm gonna do it just for fun. Just for funsies here. We'll leave 1 up here, 3 up there. So we've got a bunch we can use. They can't defend more than 4 of these, so this is fine. And then we'll drop this and end turn. Yeah, so our next turn play is set. We're going to use Lin on Hancock. There was bound to be something good that Doffy was going to drop on this turn. His board's just too narrow otherwise. And it was going to be one of the 6 drops, Weevil or Boa, or possibly a Moria to get one of them back. Alright, going for a Teach, that's fine as well. I think we'll block this, counter out of this one. And they might swing with Teach, I don't know. Yep. But this is still fine. We take this. There's our Rosie. We've got no events left, but never mind. Thank you, Rosie. I think I'll pressure... I think I'll just keep clearing their board. No, I need to go for life here. I'll drop a mum. I don't think we'll get to play this at all. We'll put this one at the bottom. And then we don't need to leave 1 up. Just go into Doffy. Cool. Oh, even better. I was tempted to put this at the top just to get rid of it with a banish. I mean, this is even better, right? It's usually safer to get rid of a card you don't know than a card you do. Bottom deck the Shirahoshi. That's nice. So they can do... Oh, that's nice as well. Now we're not going to take this one. We will use Olvia here. And they can't rest, so don't know why they did that. Don't know why they did that. 1, 5, 2, 3. I mean, you can't defend anyway, right? And drop and drop. No, we don't want to trash anything. We want to keep giant and restand 2. Sweep those 2 away. No worries. So they can hit twice here, which is actually not great for us. We have to just take that. Okay, that's cool. This is good. 2 life, we can get rid of one of these. And is that 3 that they've got up? Because I can Yamato, I need to get rid of 2 of their characters. And then we'll go in for game next turn. And it's better to be safe than silly. So we've got 2 attackers next turn. Lisa has to be a blocker if they want to have a chance. And yeah, Teach is just a dead card right now. Yeah, a good game. Alright, so the deck still holds up against this current Doffy, so that is good to see. Do hope you enjoyed the game. Might do a bit of a review post game, stick around for it. Okay, I just want to say this is a decent hand. We've got 4 triggers. On average, we're going to see 1 to 2 triggers every time we draw our hand. So this is good. It means we're going to ramp into the big guys. We don't have the big guys, but we do have our music event. So we've got a good chance of finding something from it. So as a whole, this is a good hand. The only thing that's not good is I don't have the 5-cost Nummy, and the 5-cost Nummy is going to be key in this matchup because this is the card that's going to be able to wipe Weavile and the Boa blocker. So I end up doing a mulligan because I do want that Nummy blocker, which we don't get. So I actually think the first hand was better than this one. Alright, so we got the Nummy. This is a no-brainer turn. However, it would have been good if I did block that last turn. I think it was quite crucial that we did defend that life. We're down to 2 versus 4, so we're starting to near a critical position. I feel like Robin can go down to 1 and be safe. 2 is where we need to start worrying about it, particularly if they've got more bodies on the board than we do. We also had any hand that's over 5 against blue is a big hand, so you need to be conscious that you're better off discarding at this stage than facing a pudding and losing your life and your hand. Now, I do think I go for the correct play here. Another option I could have gone for was swinging the Nummy into the buggy and dropping a Hawkins, just then applying pressure turn after turn. Having 3 bodies on the board is going to start eating away at their life or any bodies that they put down. So starting to build that board advantage could have been a good option, but knowing that I can put a Nummy at the top and they know that there's a Nummy on the top, which is going to destroy one of their characters, I feel like it's a strong option because it's gonna hold them back from playing their big characters unless they can play multiple at once, which they can't do without the Jinbei anymore. So I actually feel like this is the turn in which the game actually tipped, because as I said at the very start of this turn, they have 4 life, I have 2, and we had roughly the same hand size. So as at this point you go, well, they are definitely winning. We're going to try and convert that. And so I think next turn you'll see that the play that I've made this turn is the result of the next turn, which it equalizes. We definitely had to defend that one because Nummy wouldn't get the value it needs if we didn't do that. Plus, using the giant at this stage allowed us to refresh our hand. And as you can see, the third card in, or the card we just drew now, was a Big Mum. And we wouldn't have had that for another 2 turns if we didn't use giant. I do want to say a strong play here could have been, instead of using the Robin, we could have gone in for the Big Mum. And if we had gone Big Mum first, we would have got rid of their Teach, and we could have seen a bigger body, like one of their 4-cost 6k bodies, enter the field next turn, in which case we couldn't have removed it. So I still feel like playing the Robin first then the Big Mum versus Big Mum then Robin is the stronger of the 2 plays. Alright, so just want to pause here just for 1 second. So as I said, this is the result of the previous turn. I've got 2 life, they've got 3. They've got 1 extra on the board, I've got 4 cards. So as a whole, this is a very equal position. And certainly after I drop a Big Mum, if I leave their Teach on the board and just have a Big Mum, I will have a stronger hand. I'll have the same hand, I'll have a stronger board. And I think as a whole, I'll be in a position which they can't match. So this was a result of the play that I did with the Katakuri, putting Nummy to the top. Nummy was then able to generate that value, which I didn't get in the first time I used her, but I was able to get it in that second time. So there was a lot of value generated in that turn 4, which is now showing itself in turn 5. So I don't think getting the Kaido Linlin was a misplay. It certainly wasn't beneficial though. I think grabbing the Frankie would have been a better position because I can close the game with just the Big Mum and the Robin at this stage. So everything else is just going to be for my hand to defend. So Frankie would have been the better option. However, the way I play Big Mum, it didn't matter what I drew. So at this point in the game, they are trying to apply pressure to me, which can be quite dangerous if I wasn't a healer version of Robin. You see, to be safe next turn, I would have to clear 2, and even then they could put on a perfume and go straight through my blocker. So to be truly safe, I need to get rid of 3 of their cards this turn, which is near impossible. So being a healer, having the big access to Big Mum allows me to get past this, and it's this reason why I still feel safe on 1 card in my life. I think this is actually another potential turning point or a pinch point within the game, that if I don't play this turn correctly, I will lose. If I play it correctly, I will win. So this is a key turn right now. So the Boa was the obvious choice here. I need to get rid of that blocker so I can attack into their characters freely. The blocker is also going to be their best defense and offense going forward. So removing that from the game is what I need most. Now, I have another, I guess, decision to make right now, and the decision is, do I go for life or do I take out one of these teachers? It's a tricky one. What would you do here? Let me know in the comments below what you would do in this. Would you go for the teach or would you go for face? So going for face then was a lot more important than actually going for the teach. And the reason is if he has 3 life left, I'm going to be in a very dangerous situation because I won't be able to close out the game next turn. Next turn, I could at best take 2. And then the turn after that, if they get another blocker or 2 up, or if they manage to stabilize in this turn, because I'm not presenting lethal to them at that stage, if they're able to stabilize, they might be able to overrun me in that following turn. So I need to go for life to keep the pressure on them, so they have to then attack into me rather than build up their defense. Now they do manage to stabilize a lot this turn, however they do make their own error here. They've gotten rid of a card from hand which has been a great disservice to them. However, it's not going to change the outcome of the game, because knowing they have 1 card in hand, I'm just going to put 2 Don onto my leader and make sure I can swing over that card, being able to go through. He did say in the comments at this point that it was muscle memory, and he was a bit upset by that. So I don't have a lot of play here, but as you can see, if I play everything out, I've got 5 for Rosie, 2 for Shira, that's 7. I could then have put the 2 Don onto my Robin to be able to swing past that card he would have had in his hand. Alright, so Yamato was a massive card to get from the top of our life there, and it's the thing that can help us stabilize once again. So we're down to 1. They could potentially give us lethal right now. We really need to take out, if we take out 2 of their characters and have 2 life, we are stabilized. So I feel like that was the best play. They've got nothing in hand still, so it pretty much guarantees the win. So they had a pudding at the top of their life, and if they had a sequence things correctly 2 turns ago and didn't make the blunder of placing 1 card back onto the top, then they would have already had pudding in hand this turn. I don't think this would have made any difference to the outcome of the game having the pudding. They would have had 2000 counter in hand. I'm still going to be swinging in next turn, 1 with my Robin. I could have done 4 Don onto Robin, swinging through into Boa to get rid of Boa, and then I would have had Yamato, which I could just swing without attaching Don to win the game. So as a whole, I don't think this made any difference. I don't think their mistake made any difference to the game. Anyway, this game here, I think I played all my sequences. I sequenced correctly, I believe, on each turn. I think also my selection of playing out the characters went as well as it could have. I don't think I would have changed any of that at any point. I think I did get a bit of luck seeing those big bodies at the right times. Certainly the Big Mum and the Yamato, they healed 1 each, so I mean, I would have been on 0 otherwise, but it relieved the pressure that would have come to me if they couldn't be played. So they did come at the right time, and I am fortunate for that. I think I played this game as well as I could have. If you think there's anything that you would have done differently, I'd love to hear it. Pop it down in the comments. I'm not afraid to have any criticism as long as it's coming from the right place, and we're all here to improve the game. So if you can see something that you would have done differently in this game, please do let me know. I think very strongly that the turning point of this game was with that Katakuri turn, loading the Nami back onto the top. As I said, Nami is key for this game, and being able to use the one Nami twice was a bit of a game changer for this Doffy matchup. Anyway, I hope you like this review. It's a pretty quick one today because I don't think he misplayed too much, and I don't think I misplayed too much. So there wasn't a lot of beneficial learnings there, but I do like that we could show the turn in which the tables turned. So please, when you review your games, have a look at your game, think about that question. What is the turning point of the game? What part of the game could I have done better? What part of the game did I do very well? And it's not just important to review the games you lose, but review the games you win. Why did you lose? Why did you win? These questions are the ones that you want to find out so you can replicate the wins and you can avoid the losses. Anyway, thanks for watching. Do look after yourselves and look after your decks.